guys, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I am going to be reviewing Denzi Sentai Denziman episode 8 through 14. So, how about I be said? Let's go ahead and get right into it. So, start off with episode 8. In this episode, basically, Femlar, which is the monster of the day for this episode, basically uses his film power to turn Daigoro and the kids, basically in the program, old. So the Rangers basically have to turn Daigoro and the kids back to normal and stop Filmlar from using his powers at a movie theater so he could turn a lot of people old at once. So that's basically what happens in this episode. So we see the Rangers trying to confront Filmlar, and we find out when the Rangers transform into their suit, we find out that Daigoro cannot transform into his suit because he's too old. But eventually the Rangers figure out what Filmlar is, and they basically throw their Denzi sticks in order to turn Daigoro back to normal, and then he transforms. And after that, the Rangers basically chase Filmlar out, and then they eventually fight him again, and then we get our fight scene for this episode. And this fight scene is actually really cool. We see Filmlar basically use his ability to change genre, the Rangers' genre. So they went for their Denziman suits to the Western theme. So we see the Rangers basically fighting with their guns, like Western. And after that, we see him change the genre to period piece. Where basically they're fighting like some type of samurais, I'm assuming. But it's pretty cool to see them transform into this different outfit. Then the next time he uses the genre, he changes the genre to sport, and they all become football players. And it's cool to see like, I feel like this is a reference to the Go Rangers when they do their final attack with the Go Rangers Hurricane, because it has the football. So I feel like this is a cool reference to that. But it's pretty cool, honestly, to see them transform into football players. Then after that, they defeat the monster with the Denji Boomerang, and then the monster is defeated and grows big. And then we get the Megazord fight, and basically the episode ends after that. So in episode 9, a monster called Denwaller, which is a monster for this episode, basically is going to be manipulating an artist to take down critics that brought him down before in the past. And that's where he's going to be, the monster will be turning into a telephone and basically murdering the people that hinder him the most. So this is basically a murder plot by the Vader. Overall, this was actually a really interesting episode. This is basically kind of filler for the most part. The artist wanted to paint Akira, so that's basically his whole motivation in this episode. And Vader wanted him to kill Akira, but he didn't want to, and that's when they killed him instead. Moving on to episode 10. The monster for this episode is Hamburger. So basically the Vader's plan in this episode is basically to have the Hamburger monster serve his hamburgers to everybody, so basically to all the children, and if those children eat those hamburgers, they're going to be addicted to that and going to be grossed out by any other food around the country. So yeah, that's basically what Vader plan in this episode is. I mean, I say it's an interesting plan, but I think it's a little bit unnecessary at the same time. But you know, it is what it is. But this is a cool episode. It's not bad or anything, but it's still enjoyable. There's just not much to say in this episode necessarily. So in episode 11, the monster for this episode is Tire Regular. So what Vader's doing in this episode is basically stealing children's souls by having the Tire monster roll over them, and that's how he sucks up the children's soul. So one of the kids that happens to in this episode is Norio. So Natsuko, the older sister, wants to save her younger brother, so she goes out and looks for the Tire monster, and the Rangers, Akagi and Akira, basically goes and stops her from doing that and stops and blasts Tire Monster away. And then after that, then we see Akagi follows Tire Monster and basically lures her into a trap, and he ends up getting captured by Tire Monster. So after that, we see Vader capture Akagi, and then then we see Vader try to basically steal his Denji stone. And basically after that, we see Akagi transform back into his regular form and put the suit back into his ring, so in order to protect the Denji stone. Then after that, we see General Hedora steal Akagi's Denji ring, and after that we see the henchmen try to destroy the Denzi ring, and it's just not working. And the generals realize that Akagi is the only one who can activate the Denzi ring. So General Hender basically forces Akagi to transform by threatening to destroy Noro's stole with that tire monster stole in the beginning of the episode. So right after he transforms, Denzi spoke! He gets trapped in a cage. Then after that, we see that the Denzi stone can send out an emergency signal, and then the Denzi machine can begin basically work on autopilot and come and bust Akagi out of the cage. So that's actually a pretty cool feature, honestly. And after we get a fight scene, then Megazord battle, and then monsters defeated. So yeah, that's basically it for this episode. And this is actually a pretty cool episode overall. It's really cool to see Akagi's selflessness. It's really cool to see that he's very selfless. So in episode 12, this is our first introduction to Tatia's good friend, Chieko Matsuro. She basically is an officer that Tatia had worked with. So we're going to see her throughout the season, so she's another recurring character. It's really cool to see some more side characters that is revolved around one of the Rangers. So basically in this episode, the Raider basically plans to kidnap or abduct one of the kids and named Yumiko, and creates a demonic clone, and they plan is to her to assassinate Akira, our Pink Ranger. So that's basically this episode. Basically, we see Yumiko try to assassinate Akira in many different attempts, but fails of it every single time she tries. And then we see the Rangers eventually realize that Vader is behind it, and we see that the rose that she gave him in the beginning of the episode is actually a bug by the Vader. So the Rangers basically decide to play like a trick on Vader, and they go out, and we have Akira pretend to get kidnapped so the Rangers can figure out where the location of the base is. And also, Kyoko also gets kidnapped too, and the Rangers basically come and save Akira and Kyoko. And then we get the Rangers fight, and then they defeat the monster with the Denzi boomerang, and then the monster grows, and then fight and defeat. This is a smart plan by the Vader, but it just didn't work out. But it was a cool episode overall. Okay, so now for episode 13. This episode may be the weirdest episode in the series. So this episode, basically a lonely girl basically befriends a Vader monster disguised as an old man who tries to use her to gain a poisonous gas for the Vader clan. So, yeah, this is just a very weird episode. It's not bad, but it's just very weird. You'll see it once you actually watch the episode yourself. But this probably may be the weirdest episode of the season. But moving on to episode 14. In this episode, we have our Denziman basically investigating a strange Raider clan run cram school where the students are receiving perfect test scores and gaining a hatred for studying. So basically we see earlier in the episode that the kids are struggling taking tests. Most of them are not doing well on it, and then the monsters basically come in and go to the school where they basically have the Raider are basically giving them cheating powers so they can cheat on tests and all get perfect scores, and they hate studying. The Rangers are getting very suspicious of that, and then the Rangers basically investigate and end up stopping their plan, the Vader's plan, and that's basically it for the episode. The monster for this episode is called Jugular. It's an interesting name. But that's all I really have to say for this episode. This episode was just alright. I mean, nothing much really happens. It's just a filler episode. But yeah, that's all I really have to say for these set of episodes. I think these set of episodes have some really cool fight scenes. And I really like the panning camera angle that we do get in some of the episode fight scenes. Most overall, these set episodes were alright. Nothing much happened in these set. There was some really some good episodes in these set episodes, but there also was some weird set like episode at 13 with the guy with the girl befriending the older man, which is just really weird. But other than that, I had fun with these set episodes. I'm having fun with my rewatch of Denziman. And also, I really like the Denzi, which I failed to mention in my first part. I really like the Denziman ending theme. I'll play a little bit here. Yeah, I think it's a really good ending theme. It's one of my favorite endings in Super Sentai. But yeah, having all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on these set of episodes. Having all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys next time.